Hi, Paul from Contemporary Synth here. In these videos, we look at the technical and artistic capabilities of the Fantom O series keyboard. Today I was experimenting with some of the instrument sounds and testing the theory that instrument sound better on the keyboard when you play them the way the instrument was meant to be played. And I'll show you what I mean. So here's a string sound, and if I try to play a little blues riff, that does not sound like a good string sound to me. But if I play something that's more like what you'd expect from a string sound, that sounds really cool. So I think that kind of proves that theory. But that also gave me the idea, let's do a workshop on Pachelbel's Canon. It's a great way to demonstrate some of the string sounds of the keyboard. It's also a good lesson on sequencing and some basic improvisational skills. So let's get to work. I'm looking at an initial scene here. I'm going to put the keyboard back. I guess I won't. What I am going to do is put it on an 8-channel view because I've started becoming more comfortable with the 8-channel view along with my 8 buttons for the zone selector. And Pachelbel's Canon starts with a double bass and a very low register, so I'm going to put that in channel 8. I'll select strings. I'll go in to solo strings and find the contrabass. That sounds awesome. Now I'm going to go to the sequencer, and before I do that, I'm going to set this to a 16. That's not what I want to do. 16 track view. So I'm going to have my 8 tracks and then multiple patterns down the side, and I'm currently in track 8 as it indicates on the screen. So in that track I'm going to put the basic bass riff for the pattern. So go here and let's set this up. It's 4/4. I'm going to have my input quantizing on. I'll set it at the highest level because I'm just going to play half notes. I am playing half notes, so it'll be 4 measures instead of 8 measures. And for the tempo, all right, I'll set it around there. That's much faster than most versions of the song, but I'm going to keep it kind of quick because we're going to listen to it a lot. So for the sake of time, I'll keep that going. A little bit. Also, because I have the Fantom 07 and not the 08, I'm going to need to use the octave key to get that low D. All right, we'll set this to a wait note so we can start right in. Ready? Let's go. Okay. I did not hold the last note long enough. Let me go in and make that a little longer. I'm going to set the duration of this last note to be the whole length. Okay. Piano roll. Amazing functionality. Okay, that is the string bass. The next layer is going to be in zone 7. We're going to put a pizzicato cello. String 7, string sound. And they have exactly, this is the cello sound. Very pretty, but they actually have a pizzicato one, which is perfect. All right. Notice we're looking at track 7, pattern A. Length is correct. I'm going to set the grid quantization to the next level of granularity because these go a little more quickly. So on a wait note, let's go. That didn't work. Let's try it again. I need this to be a little more cool. Not quite so loud. All right, that was better. Track 6. We're just going to put some basic chords from a regular string ensemble here. Okay, let's go. All right, coming together nicely. Track 5 is a harpsichord. There's just a little bit of a bring sound in there if you listen to the recordings. So to find the harpsichord, we go to the keys setting. And within the keys, harpsichord is the very first one. It sounds perfect. It doesn't need to be as loud as I had it. So let's go put that in there. 3, 4. Did I hear something funny? Yeah, there's something unusual. That one's in the wrong spot. We'll click move. Put it where it goes. Good. All right. Now we have our whole sequence in here. Let's play along with it and see how it sounds. Okay, this is lovely, and there's even more we can do, but it never ends. So to make it end, we create a group. We have to go to the grouping button, and we're going to set this as group 1. You can type over the confirmation menu when you see it. I'll do that next time. We're going to call this group string loop. Okay? Now, if I click the group button to see that group, you'll see it defaults to a length of 1 measure, but our pattern is 4. So I'll do that. Now we have group 1 consists of pattern A, and group 1 is 4 measures long. I'm now going to create a song and put group 1 in our song. So if I look at a song and if I play this, it will play those 4 measures and stop. Let's try it. But we don't have that last measure. Let's create the last measure. To do that, we're going to go to pattern B. And let's put down 1 measure of each of these sounds. So for the string bass, and it's just going to be... Actually, I'm going to make it 2 measures. It's a measure of sound, and then we'll have the extra measure just for the resonance to die off. Go down to my drop D for the string bass. Ready? Stop. Okay. Now you'll notice that these other groups, that's not what I want at all. I recorded this group as well. Let's undo that. Okay, what we're going to do this time, you can prevent these other groups from playing, and this took me a while to figure out. If you long press on a box, you can deselect it. All right, so I now want to record into track 8, pattern B, 2 measures, drop D. Ready? 2, 2, 3, 4, light goes out. Okay. I don't know why. Oh, I think track 1. Okay, I do not want anything here. Pattern utility, delete. We're deleting B1. 1B. Okay, now I want track 7. Track 7 is my pizzicato cello. We don't need that. You wouldn't hear that anyway. Track 6 is my string section. That's all I need there. Can't record. Exit the utility. Pattern. Oh. Record track 6. Record. And 1, 2, 3. Light goes out. light did not go out. I had it set too long. If I go to edit, I can now change the length down to 2 measures. Okay? Who's next? Harpsichord. One view should be harpsichord. Back to my pattern. Back to my record. Set length of 2 this time, and go. Off, 2, 3, light goes out. Okay. So now this is what my last measure sounds like. Okay. Let's make that a group. Go to grouping. Put it in the second group. Okay. Rename, and we're going to call this one last note. Okay, now I can go to song, make a song, and I can put the last note to be the second part of our song. Now if I look at our song, it's going to have 4 measures in the first part, and then 2 measures, one of which has sound in the second part. Let's try that. Ready? Okay, so that's kind of fun. The next thing I want to do is I want this to play 4 times. So I can do that by typing edit, selecting the one I want, and looping it 4 times. Now, if I look at my measure numbers, you'll see, remember there are 4 measures. I'm looping them 4 times, so that'll be 16 total. This starts on measure 1, and then the last note comes at measure 17, 16 measures later. So I could play this a couple times, and we could get a pretty nice Pachelbel's Canon going. But what I also want to do is a little keyboard improvisation with some drums. And what's interesting is there's some fun, if you put a fun R&B tune on here, you can do this. And then you can go to zone view and put an electric piano on here. I like this one because it has a little echo on it. So how do we do that? Well, what we can do is put the drums are in channel 10. We can add a rhythm track to this pattern. We'll put that in a new group and add that group to our song. And we'll do 4 reps of strings and then 4 reps with the strings and the drums. So let's put the rhythm into channel 10. The way we're going to do that is we have this rhythm selected. I'll go to the recorder. Now I can turn the quantizing off because the rhythm's going to be correct. I can put the rhythm sync on here. I'm going to make it 8 measures instead of 4 because I want to get a little of the verse 1 pattern and the verse 2 pattern. And then we just hit go. I'll show you how we do the switch. Now I can switch it anytime in measure 4. Both the rhythm and these patterns will loop forever, but when it gets to the end of measure 4, that will be the 8 measures I programmed, and the light will go out. Okay, now it's just looping. In my pattern, it's kind of small, but you might be able to see tracks 5 through 8 are 4 measures, and track 10 is 8 measures. But that's okay, because the other ones will loop to catch up. All right, now I want to put that in a group. I want to put that in a new group. I have to do it in the grouping. All right, and I can rename that, and I'm going to call that loop with drums. Now I need to go back to the group and set this to be 8 measures long. See how the first 4 have the other tracks in there, and now they will just repeat. Now I'm going to make a song, and I'm going to put that in slot 2. To do that, I have to replace what's there, and now we're set. I need a drum beat to end my sequence here. So to do that, I'm going to go to my rhythm and cue up the ending that's there. We'll use that because I think that fits fine. Look at the pattern, make sure that I'm recording to this. I'll actually select pattern B. Hit record. I'm going to 2 measures, quantize off, rhythm sync on. Stop. Okay. Now I'm going to make this a new grouping. And let's call this is last note with drums. Set, okay. Rename. Last note. Drums. Okay, good enough. Now I'll go back to my song, make the song, and put this last note. Now there's going to be an add to get it in the last spot. Okay? Now in my song, you'll notice that I'm only going from measure 17 to measure 25. That's because it's 8 measures and we want it to be 16. We want it to do 4 reps of this one as well. But I only need to repeat it twice because I made this track 8 measures long. So when we go back to the measure count, we go 16 measures for the first sequence, 16 measures for the second sequence, and then 2 measures for the sequence after that. Although let's double check because that looks like it's only 1 measure. If I look at the last group, it is only 1. It needs to be 2. Let's go back to the song and replace. Now we look at the song. 33 to 35. Now we're in good shape. All right, in my zone view, I have my keys in measure in zone 1. Let's put strings in zone 2 to play along. All right, let's check the overall levels here. And now let's play along. I'm going to start with strings, and then halfway through I'll switch to the keyboard. I'm going to switch this to the drum beat, and then at the end I'll see if I can bring up the tempo and slow things down for a more dramatic ending. I'm going to slow it down a little now so it's easier to play and it sounds better. Maybe I'll speed it up when the drums come in. Ready? Let's try it. All right, well, that was fun. I want to play that some more. I hope you found this helpful, and if you did, please consider subscribing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.